So here we are in Sharon Lebewohl's kitchen, and we are about to start and prepare gehackte Leber, which is
Chopped liver.
chopped liver. And I'm going to be your
My sous
chef, which is a French word for assistant.
You're going to do everything I don't want to do.
I'll do everything you don't want to do. Okay.
And I'm really glad because we have a lot to do before Shabbos.
Okay. We're preparing chopped liver. What are the ingredients? What are we using?
Okay. So for 6 to 8 people, we've got 3.5 pounds of chicken livers. We've got 4 pounds of onions that we're going to fry. We're going to fry it in corn oil and schmaltz. We have 4 hard-boiled eggs.
All right.
Salt and pepper.
Okay.
And that's all there is to it.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on the fire, and we're going to brown onions.
Now, everything we're doing here is fleischig, right?
Everything, yes.
Our entire meal.
Our entire meal is a
not
meat
dairy,
meal. There's
it's
no
a
dairy
meat.
here.
Okay,
Right.
so we're kosher.
Okay. So I've got some oil in here, and I'm going to throw in some onions that were chopped.
Now, did you heat this first and then put in the oil, or vice versa? People always ask that.
I heated the pan for a minute, and then I put
And
the
then put in
oil
the
in, and it should just start to smoke.
And this is stainless steel.
This is stainless steel.
Okay.
But in addition to the oil, I'm going to put schmaltz in. Do you know what schmaltz is?
Do I know what schmaltz is? Are you
That was
kidding?
a silly question.
I used to eat schmaltz every day, and especially on Shabbos. This is the raw schmaltz.
This is the chicken fat that people cut off from their chicken.
Right.
Just the pieces of fat that they cut off when they're preparing it.
Oh, yeah.
And just stick it in your refrigerator, in your freezer until you have about a pound of it, and then we'll render it.
And what does it look like once it's
All
rendered?
right, you have a bowl there. Let me show you.
Rendering means what?
We're going to draw all the oil out of the chicken fat.
Out of the chicken fat, and it becomes schmaltz.
It
That
becomes schmaltz.
But
But in addition, when we start getting some, first of all, look at how nice and thick that is. Isn't that beautiful?
This is schmaltz, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm going to pour a little bit.
Schmaltz.
I'm going to pour a little bit into the onions, and people always ask me if they can use vegetable oil. If you want assimilated chopped liver, feel free to use vegetable oil. But if you want the real thing, use schmaltz.
Now, when they say that, I remember people used to eat schmaltz herring, but that's a different schmaltz.
That's a different. It's an oil, isn't it?
But not from chicken.
But it's
fat.
not from chickens.
Okay.
No.
All right. So this is schmaltz.
Right. So we're just going to let this go slowly, and we'll put some salt in it.
It starts to smell already.
It starts to smell already.
I wish you could smell this.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Ay.
In fact, well, I'm going to put this in the chopping bowl. I'm going to put your work in a second.
Okay.
And here I've got fried onions.
Fried onions.
This is what it's going to look like if we just let this saute for a few minutes.
This becomes this.
This becomes this.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to get this out of the way.
All right. You tell me what I need to do, and I'll do.
Okay.
Anything.
I'm going to put some of the onions in here, and I'm going to put a little more schmaltz in.
Okay. So we started with the liver, the onions, the schmaltz.
I'm going to throw some salt in.
And salt,
and freshly ground pepper. I love this thing.
Look at that.
Isn't that amazing? One
Looks
side
like
is pepper, one side is salt.
Looks like a weapon.
And always use freshly ground pepper. The taste, the difference is amazing.
Okay.
And I'm going to put you to work. You can start chopping.
Ooh.
All right?
I
get
get to do something.
Take that on your side and start
Okay.
chopping.
So I'm chopping the livers, the onions, the salt. So far.
If you put it on the countertop, it'll be easier.
Okay, I'll put it here.
Now, while this is rendering, I'm going to take some of these onions.
Do I just chop?
Just keep chopping.
Can you see me chopping here? You see this?
You're doing a great job.
Okay, I'm chopping.
All right, I'm going to take some onions here.
That's why it's called chopped liver.
Very good, because Mike's going to come into your kitchen and start chopping it. You're doing
Okay.
a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, and when this is completely cooked, the onions and the crinkled up chicken fat is going to be gribbinous.
Gribbinous.
And
another word, ladies and gentlemen, for you to learn. Gribbinous. It's a Yiddish word.
it means heaven.
Heaven.
But did you know that gribbinous, you can eat gribbinous on Atkins. So if you go to the movies while everyone else is eating buttered popcorn, you can have a bag of gribbinous.
Why?
There's no cholesterol. There's lots of cholesterol, sorry. There are no carbohydrates in it.
No carbohydrates.
Right.
By the way, is this your grandmother's bowl?
Oh, I wish it was my grandmother's
It looks
bowl.
like it looks like
Isn't it? Yeah.
Okay,
I wish
but-
I had. But you know, my grandmother never used a food processor or anything like that. I'm going to give you an egg to chop in there.
Oh boy. So this is something that husbands can do, right?
This is, yeah.
It's a job.
I'm just letting you do what I don't want to do.
Or boyfriends, doesn't
Or
have to be a
boyfriends,
husband.
husbands. Put a little more schmaltz. It's not like we
More
eat this every day.
Oh boy.
All right. And
This looks like Second Avenue Deli chopped liver.
Yeah.
It's starting to look.
it's starting to look. Not yet.
Wow.
Okay, well, you chop that.
Now, if
I-
you don't have a chopping bowl like this,
You
I
can
guess
you can put it in the food processor.
you
It-
could put it in a few.
Yeah, but just pulse it because you want some of it a little smoother. You want some chunks. You want some consistency to that.
No, but do it the right. Do,
Do
it
it
the
the-
old-fashioned way.
do it the old-fashioned
There
way.
you
It's
go.
much better. It never tastes like my grandmother's when you put it in the food processor.
Right.
And you see how this is? See how much fat is coming out of that?
Wow.
And we'll just stick this in the freezer when we're done. But these onions are going to make an amazing gribiness.
Now you can freeze that and keep it for.
These pieces of fat came right out of my freezer. And the chicken fat, this rendered chicken fat, is going to go right into my freezer.
And you can use it again and again.
Yes. So while you're chopping, I am going to take, I've got some raw onion. I've got the ready-made product here. And I've got some raw onion that I'm going to grate right over this. And I have some black radish.
Black
And
radish.
this is it's got a really nice sharp taste. My grandfather used to eat this all the time. He said he used to get it in Siberia.
Reitach, it's called in
Reitach?
Yiddish. Reitach.
All right, so I'm going to grate some black radish on top.
I'm getting hungry.
All right, look what I have for you.
So
You can
this,
stop chopping.
This eventually becomes.
Becomes this. So we can start eating.
Oh. Thank you. All I need is
Oh,
a
you
fork.
need a fork, huh?
All right.
And this tastes great on a piece of challah.
We now have the miraculous chopped liver. Oh boy.
Do you just feel like I shouldn't talk with my mouth open?
In Yiddish, they would say, "Meine Sonnen soll nicht wissen von dem Tam," which means my enemies shouldn't know of this taste. And there we go, chopped liver.
You see how easy it was?